2,000 years ago, the richest man in the world was captured by his enemies. They knew exactly who he was, so they killed him in the cruelest way they could think of. They held him down and poured molten gold down his throat. They wanted him to choke on the very thing he had spent his whole life chasing. His name was Crassus, and his death is the first clue to a law that has destroyed powerful men for 2,000 years. A law almost no one notices until it's too late. The same law erased an emperor so rich he broke the world's economy by accident. It shattered the largest company on Earth into 34 pieces. And right now, one man is betting his entire empire that he can be the first in history to break it. His name is Elon Musk. By the end of this, you'll know if he can. To understand the bet, you have to understand the law, and it is brutally simple. Power survives only as long as it stays uncountable. The moment the world can measure exactly what you have, it stops fearing you and starts reaching for you. Stay invisible, and you are untouchable. Become a number, and you become a target. Every man in this story learned it the same way. Too late. Start with Crassus. In a Rome of 1 million people, he was the richest of them all, and he built that fortune on other people's disasters. When a building caught fire, his men would arrive and refuse to put it out, until the terrified owner sold the property on the spot for almost nothing. Then his crews extinguished the flames and rebuilt. Block by block, he came to own much of the city itself. He had all the money a man could want, but money was never enough. Crassus wanted to be seen as the greatest man in Rome, and two rivals stood in his light: Pompey, the great general, and a young Julius Caesar. They had won their glory on the battlefield, so Crassus, in his 60s, decided he would too. He raised an army and marched east to conquer the empire of Parthia. He wanted the whole world to measure his greatness. Instead, the world measured it exactly and found it wanting. At a place called Carrhae, his legions were surrounded. Parthian horse archers cut them down by the thousand. Crassus was captured, and the gold he was so famous for became the instrument of his death. He had everything invisible power could give him. The instant he tried to make it visible, to be counted among the greatest, it killed him. Crassus never understood the law. Musk does. 1,000 years later, a different man proved the law from the opposite direction. He wasn't destroyed by enemies. He was destroyed by generosity. His name was Mansa Musa, Emperor of Mali, and he was almost certainly the richest human being who has ever lived. His lands held nearly half the gold on Earth. For years, his fortune stayed exactly where it was safest, hidden, uncounted, known only to him. And then he made one fatal decision. He decided the world should see it. He crossed the Sahara on a pilgrimage with 60,000 people and camels loaded with gold, and in every city he passed, he gave it away by the fistful. He gave so much, so fast, that he crashed the price of gold across the entire Middle East for over a decade. He had shown the world exactly what he had, and the world never stopped reaching for it. For 500 years, explorers and empires hunted the source of his gold. He had drawn them a map straight to his treasure. Musk knows that story by heart. Two men, 1,000 years apart. One craved visibility, one stumbled into it. Both were destroyed the moment their power became a number. Now jump forward to the modern world. In 1870, a quiet, severe young man founded a small oil company in Ohio. His name was John D. Rockefeller, and he understood the value of staying invisible better than anyone alive. He grew Standard Oil in silence, through secret deals and hidden ownership, until it controlled 90% of all the oil in America. Almost no one understood how vast it had become. For a while, the law protected him. His empire was too tangled to measure, but power that large cannot hide forever. Journalists began to dig. One by one, they mapped the hidden company. They put a number on it, and for the first time, America could see the exact size of the thing standing on its neck. The moment it became measurable, it became a target. The government took Standard Oil to court, and in 1911, ordered it shattered into 34 separate companies. It looked like the end of him. It was the opposite. He owned a share of all 34 pieces, and apart, they soared in value far beyond the whole. The breakup made him the richest man America had ever produced. He became, in the end, America's first billionaire. But notice what saved him. His fortune survived only by being broken apart and scattered, made uncountable again. The instant Standard Oil could be measured as one thing, the world tore it down. Crassus, Mansa Musa, Rockefeller. 2,000 years, 3 empires, 1 law. Power survives only as long as it stays uncounted. Which brings us, at last, to the boldest of them all. Elon Musk is the most visible rich man in human history. And unlike everyone before him, that is not an accident. It is the entire strategy. His net worth is updated on a public scoreboard every single day. He owns the platform he speaks on, and he speaks constantly to hundreds of millions of people at once. By every rule in this story, he should already be a target. He is the most measured, most counted, most visible fortune that has ever existed. And he is doing it on purpose, because Musk is making a bet no one before him could make. That in our world, visibility is no longer a weakness. That attention itself has become the power. That if enough people believe in you, the belief becomes real, lifting your companies, your rockets, your fortune higher than any hidden empire ever climbed. He is trying to turn the oldest law inside out, but the law has never been broken. Not once in 2,000 years. Every man who let the world measure him was, in the end, reached for. The only question left is whether Musk is the exception or just the next chapter. Crassus thought he was untouchable. So did Mansa Musa. So did the richest company on earth. Power stays safest when no one knows its true size. Musk has shown the world everything. Now we wait to see what the world reaches for. If this is the kind of history they never taught you, subscribe. There are other men whose greatest triumph became the very thing that buried them. We're only just getting started.